All right, so now let's go over the equipment. This specific 49X with 60-inch slipper is equipped with the Lohr G20TL, TL standing for top loader. This is their next generation of G20TL. They've learned a lot from field trials on what to reinforce, what to change, what to improve. And this is our most improved version as of now, 2025. I'm going to start with the head rack, and then we walk our way around it. Some nice features about the head rack. First, as you know, the trademark for Lohr is galvanized steel parts. So you got galvanized lifting arms, galvanized deck, and then galvanized extensions. The nice thing with the galvanized, beside the fact that it doesn't rust, it's also a very slippery compound, chemical compound. So you've got about 1 millimeter of galvanized, so it should last quite a long time. If eventually, after the years, when that galvanized wears, then it exposes the raw steel. At that point, you can always graphite it, slip plate it. But you shouldn't have to do that for a very long time. The nice part about it, for instance, I like how it's very easy to reach the number one. I'm just 5'10", so I'm not super tall, but yet it's very easy for me to go here. So if I want to extend those drop pockets, I got 2 options for the drop pockets. So we have a lever here, just pull the lever down, which is the lock, and then look how easily it is. Well, let me go here. For galvanized steel to slide in or slide out. So that's how slippery galvanized is. So as I'm fully extended on this deck, if the camera can see it, we got 2 options, 2 drops. So for pickup trucks with the big off-road wheels, we have about a 31-inch opening right here from this area to this area. This deck here, you can lift out of the way. So if you do have a car, but you still want to have the full extension of your deck, which really helps you with not high centering your vehicle at the hinge over the windshield, you have the options to deploy or remove this. So now between this and this, you have a 20-inch opening. Between this and this, you have a 30-inch opening. And then this can come out of the way, or you can just push this to the extension that works best. So once it's here, boom, it's locked into place. These are our ratchets, also a galvanized steel. Very easy to replace, very easy to fix, to slide in and out. So no need to weld, no need to change the cassette, no need to repaint. This is a huge advantage for Lohr. They are designed to be very easy to replace, to repair in the field, just with a set of tools without having to look for a welder and a painter. So this deck is completely lowered. As you can see, when it is lowered, this will allow you to have a pickup truck on top of the cab and meet most of the height requirements. Obviously, depending the type of pickup truck, off-road, non-off-road, I don't want to give you any heights right now, but you should be able to be under 14-inch with a full-size pickup truck, 14 feet, sorry, and then definitely under 14 feet with an SUV. The main part of the Lohr over here, so this is all regular painted steel. You can see how low the decking is to the cab. So obviously the front of the cab doesn't move because it's on rigid cab mounts in the front, pivots. And then in the back, this is with the cab completely aired up. We have galvanized ladders. You can put them on both sides, or you can choose for the optional aluminum removable ladders. The nice thing with those ladders is that they are quite flush with the cab, so it allows you to see behind you very well with the mirrors. Nice options for Lohr. So we have our hydraulic tank that is just below the head rack. Over here it tells us if it's overfull, or this is our fill alert for the hydraulic tank with our shut-off valve over here. Drop pockets right here for our bigger loads. This truck is equipped with 60-inch slipper. So even though the Lohr has a really big natural overhang, so you can see the overhang here compared to the back of the head rack, you have another 20 inches overhang with the Lohr. The advantage of that overhang is, as you place the wheels of the vehicle over here to clear the tandem of the truck, it takes a lot of weight off your front axle. So they balance extremely well. So you're really able to maximize your 14,000-pound rear axle, steer axle, your 34 on the drives and your 34 on the trailer. It really evens out very easily for the driver. If you need more or less weight off the front axle, you can move this vehicle further back or forward. On the upper deck, so you have this extremely long number 2 over here. Same, this allows you to put another pickup truck and put that pickup truck as far back as possible, and when this deck is angled the other way around, it allows you to drop your height fairly well, especially as you move the vehicle below forward toward the cab. With the smaller slipper, with the 48-inch slipper, you should be able to fit a full-size pickup truck behind the cab. And your tires will be right about here. It should fit. With this slipper, you won't be able to, you're gonna need those 12 inches extra if you decide to do that. But no problem fitting most of the SUVs down there. Another trademark for Lohr, as you can see, the removable drop pockets. So these drop pockets are modular. You can place them wherever you want. So depending what you have loaded up here, you can change the placements by 2-inch increments for the drop pockets. You can also hook into those and they will hold. Over here, I set it up all flat so you can see how easy it is to do jump and how nice and flat those decks are for the lower clearance vehicles. This specific car hauler is equipped with the sliding fifth wheel. The advantage of the sliding fifth wheel right now, it's fully retracted, so this unit is 80 foot from the front bumper to the rear tail lights. You can also, if you're in an area where you need to take really sharp turns, you can extend that fifth wheel by about 12 inches, and it will actually allow you to jackknife that trailer and turn it out almost 90 degrees without contacting the trailer and without contacting the back of your head rack. So it's a really nice design for if you're in a pickle and you need to take those really sharp turns. So this is the design. You can see that the fifth wheel and the fifth wheel mount is also completely galvanized steel. This is an area that takes a lot of road debris and road grime. So all the mag chloride or the salt will typically hit that fifth wheel really hard. You don't have to worry about it rusting on this one. It's completely rust-proof, salt or no salt. And then below the fifth wheel, you can see that we have inch-thick wear plates. So as you get in and out of parking lots and the fifth wheel hits the ground, you have a lot of wear plates that you have here, so it protects the fifth wheel and same adds to the longevity of it. We have also our non-skid. That non-skid is extremely durable. It's got some sort of ceramic coating on it, so it lasts a long time. It's the same thing that they use on battleship floors, so it's same, very durable. One of the characteristics of the Lohr, it's mostly a steel trailer. There's very little aluminum. Most of the aluminum you'll see is going to be the decking, and that's about it. We will not have a full position or a full lower deck and structure that's going to be aluminum. It's steel. Everything is laser cut to try to save weight wherever we can on the steel. So it's very strong, and at the same time it's very light, and also we don't have to span into aluminum. You see here, everything is laser cut, everything is measured, everything is weight loaded by computer, by engineers here, and at the headquarters also in France. One of the improvements, talking about the improvements that we did compared to the prior model, is we replaced our vendor for all our cylinders. I think Lohr had a weakness with the cylinders, whoever they were using as a vendor. we experienced a lot of leaks, which obviously is not good for the name of Lohr. So we have a new partner now with our cylinders. These are the same cylinders we use for construction equipment. So you'll see it on yellow iron. It's extremely durable, extremely solid. Same thing for our hydraulic hoses. We use Continental hydraulic hoses that are good up to 3,500 PSI. So these things should hold extremely well as well over time. They're also very easy to fix in the field because these are the exact same holes you have on every skid steer, backhoe, loaders, everywhere through America. So it's very easy to find somebody who can splice them and fix them in the field if you snag a hose for any reason. Another nice thing about the Lohr is we avoid tube steel as much as possible. And the reason we avoid tube steel is because it traps humidity and eventually starts rusting from the inside. It's extremely hard to coat and paint fully on the inside. And it's a point for rust and humidity to stay stuck. So on these units, you cannot fully avoid it. We have a tube steel here and we have a tube steel here. But those tube steels are completely sealed. So there's no humidity can go inside them. And that really protects them. As a matter of fact, we don't even run our bullet lights in those. So as you see, the bullet lights are out above them. We really don't want any protrusion, nothing to get in there. This will stay nice and dry for the life of the trailer. It's also extremely thick and durable, so that also protects the trailer to a degree against curbing damage. You'll see this design all over the trailer, so this is all engineered to try to give us really solid decking and also lightweight. Over here, everything is modular, as you can see. Those marks is quality control, so you'll see the red line is just hand tight, and then the blue line is torque to spec. So everything has been marked, and that's our way to keep track and make sure that every nuts and bolts on this trailer is actually torqued the way it should be. We have massive, this is a massive lifting arm over here for the main structure. I lowered this deck all the way down. Some of you will be hauling sprinters, tall vehicles. So I was curious to see what the tallest point was. We have another inch that we can lower it by, but I didn't do that because I want to show you the loadability on the tail end. But we're about 52 inches to the highest point of the trailer, which is this hinge. Now if you know the height of your sprinter, it gives you an idea of what you can load, how tall you can load on this. Extremely clean access. Everything here you can see through. You can have access to all your wires. You can see down there that the laser hatching allows us to have anchor points for all our zip ties and all our anchoring for our electric and air lines and hydraulic lines. So everything has been thought through from the concept, from welding all the way to final assembly. Everything works together beautifully. This system has the Tire Max inflation system. We also have an option for the Tire Max Pro, which not only airs up the tires but also airs them down to try to even out the wear on your tires. I'll show you, we'll go back in the front and I'll show you what Lohr did to increase the capacity of the decks by 70% without adding much weight. It was a pretty smart design. So as the vehicles get heavier, we need to increase the engineered capacity for each deck. We used to have an engineered capacity of 4,000 pounds per deck. So 4,000 pounds, 8,000 pounds, because usually the cars will go on several positions. We increased that to about 7,000 by adding this middle cross member under the deck. And so we have this structure that was not on the prior Lohrs added to every single long decks that we have here. And it allows us to give additional support to the decking without having to go to a thicker aluminum decking. And it was a minimum weight loss for a 70% increase in capacity. It's going to be very useful when we're loading those electric SUVs, electric pickup trucks, to keep the structure of the truck like it was new. Some of the nice features, obviously you have your Maxima lights all over, so extremely good lighting on this truck. You'll have those 8-inch bars all over the truck. All our vertical posts are coated with rubber sleeves to help prevent car damage when the doors are open. We have extremely good egress with that system, so almost every position you have makes it very easy to open the doors of the car without having to hit a lifting arm. People who use the Lohr really love the Lohr for that. It makes it very easy to get in and out of the car. That's an area of damage that we can avoid right there. So this deck over here is a C channel, so it's open under. Same, this area is going to receive a lot of road grime, a lot of chemicals from the road. We don't want anything trapped in there, and that's why this is absolutely open on the bottom. So nothing will get stuck and trapped in here. And then we put our bullet lights on the top of it. Here we have our truck package. Compared to the first generation of Lohr, our truck package is now designed to be able to lower over 4-door pickup trucks. So we don't have to have standard cabs. We can do it over super cabs. And then I extended the loading decks to give an idea of how smooth and how graded the loading position is. I still have another 2 foot of skid plate, so we could make this even lower or even smoother as far as the loading angle. But we have a very low and very smooth loading angle, so if we get those Corvettes or those lower sports car, we can load them without scraping the bottom or damaging the bottom of them. A big change compared to the prior generation. You see the boxes for the skid loaders. They are no longer welded boxes. They are formed steel. So everything is formed over here. It eliminates a weak point of the welds. We had an issue with our first generation of G20TL where the stitches of the weld would crack over time. So we don't want that to happen anymore. This is a foolproof solution for it. Everything is grommet mounted, everything is bolt on, everything is easy to change in case the driver runs into something and damages the tail lights. The flippers over here, even though they're galvanized steel, because they're double hinged, actually really easy to deploy and very light. By double hinge, you see the double hinge over here, it reduces the effective weight of those flippers. Makes it very easy to deploy. You can see inside also the difference. This deck is completely new, so this entire deck structure is new. Same, that was part of the effort of Lohr to increase the structural capacity by 70% of their equipment. It's much sturdier, much taller. You have additional drop pockets over here. The deck will sit absolutely flat, so it'll allow you to take advantage of a 6-foot overhang without having to drag the rear end of the truck. And you can see the base structure has a really good height over the road. As we sit right now, we have about 12 inches, almost 13 inches to the ground. We have bolt-on skid plates below this structure and that structure. So as the structure scrapes the ground, we can bolt on and new skid plates instead of taking a welder to it. Same, very easy to fix on the road. We have a weight scale gauge over here. Our controls, it's very easy to see what's going on from this location for our controls. I have a really clear view of the front, I have a really clear view of the back. I like the position of this load bank. Easy deployment of the outriggers in case you need to store the trailer. This one is fully set up for the transition from the front to the back. And this is it for the full walk around of our 2025 Lohr G20TL top loader. Thank you.